importing more than 65,000 from Excel to FileMaker 10. Any idea?
One thing that I might consider, since it's a limitation and not necessarily an issue, is just work around it. Split it up into 2 separate exports, maybe. The other option here is to use a different format. So instead of exporting directly to Excel, maybe exporting as a CSV, comma-separated file, and then importing that into Excel, or opening that up in Excel.
Great. Okay. Another question came in. It says, are these databases accessible from the computer where they are downloaded, or are they online? I'm not sure if that question is talking about our sample files, but with FileMaker, you can actually not only have your database on your own machine, but we have a server option where you can actually put on a server, so it could be hosted and shared by multiple users. And within the data solution, we can also actually publish it to the web. So I'm not sure if I answered that question, but that's how I interpreted it. Let's see. Let's see what else I've got here. Can I import data from Lotus Notes? I'll give you that one, Samir.
I believe yes. Let me just check real quickly. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. It may take a little bit of ingenuity, but in case there's some sort of compatibility problem. But yeah, I believe that, yes, we can import from Lotus Notes.
Okay. Then we also have let's see what else we have. Samir, it seems that templates take it takes a great deal of time to create. Are there good guides to creating templates?
Well, FileMaker actually has a lot of built-in templates that were designed by certified developers. So if you're talking about a FileMaker template, there isn't much that you need to do with them. They're pretty powerful. They touch on a lot of these aspects, such as reporting, relational design, scripting, calculation work. Right? These are all just common database terms and programming tactics, but that is covered in their templates, and it's ready to go. You just have to open it up and save the file. Now, as far as designing your own templates, as with anything, your skill level, right, your creativity, your overall solution will define how long the template's going to take. So that's kind of a hard question to answer. I hope I got it close.
Okay. I also have a question. I'm in Denver, Colorado. Can you help me with building a data-driven solution remotely?
Yes, we can.
And I say yes, we can. But with web technology and the telephone, we can actually set up an exploratory meeting to look at your needs, and we can actually, using the web technology, be able to show you examples and prototypes and help you design and build that solution. So please contact our sales department for follow-up. Let's see. Is it easy to combine 2 different templates in FileMaker?
I'm guessing here with templates you mean spreadsheets. Yes, it is. We can import spreadsheets very easily into FileMaker. It's one of the default actions available, converting from other formats to the FileMaker format.
Okay. Is FileMaker compatible with Microsoft Access? I would like to pull data from Access into FileMaker with a common field, but do not know how to establish the relationship.
I guess the question is, can we get data from Access into FileMaker? And the answer is yes. There's a little bit of a workaround. I believe you're going to have to export from Access, because we can't directly point to the Access file. And so there are also some other ways of integrating databases. It's known as ODBC, which will allow for, consider it a translator. Someone speaks French, someone speaks Spanish. The translator in the middle communicates with both. So ODBC acts as that translator. We can use those tactics to get information from Access as well.
Okay. Another question was, does FileMaker crunch numbers like Excel?
Crunch numbers in the sense, I guess, summary and so forth. Yes. Yes, it does. We have to design it a little bit. And I know with Excel or in a spreadsheet format, everything's done right in that table view. Well, in FileMaker, things are a little different. You have to prepare a little bit more. And you also have a management system to define your table and field structure. We use the term field to represent the column. So yes, we can crunch the numbers, but again, it takes a little bit of know-how.
Right. Well, would it be safe to say, Samir, that a spreadsheet is a great tool for crunching numbers, but where a data solution comes in is really for helping people present, report, share data within their organizations? You know, I think it's.
Could you repeat the question again for me?
Oh no, I was going to say, you know, I was going to just sort of set up, you know, an Excel, you know, a spreadsheet is wonderful for, you know, just crunching data, but where you really would use a data solution like a FileMaker would be for truly presenting, reporting, sharing data in multiple different ways. I'm just making the comment of the difference between a database and a spreadsheet. So okay, let me just see what else we have for questions. I have multiple users. Can this user work with a web interface to FileMaker?
In the sense that you would like to share over the web, I'm presuming here. So yes, you can. It does, again, take a little bit of creativity. There are two different ways of sharing. FileMaker has what's known as instant web publishing, which will take your system and put it directly on the web using a FileMaker generated engine. And then we also have a server-based, and there are limitations to both. Custom web publishing as well is also available, so if you wanted to integrate your database with PHP pages or using HTML and common formats, PHP is one of them.
Okay. Let's have another question. Can you share a FileMaker database with something like Dropbox?
Are we referring to Dropbox on the Mac? I'm not sure here if this is an application called Dropbox.
That's all I have, is just something like Dropbox.
It depends. We're not sure. I'm not exactly sure what Dropbox is. I'm going to do a quick, looks like online backup, file sync. Oh, okay. Yes. Yes, you can if you're using Dropbox as a backup system. But you have to be careful. If the file is open when you back it up, you could potentially damage the file. So there is some things you do have to watch out for.
Okay. I also have there, in FileMaker 11, can we use the chart in the instant web publishing or custom web publishing?
Ooh, that's a good question. I believe, and I have to test it to be sure, but I believe it works in the instant web publishing area, but not custom web publishing, because it's considered a graphical object of the system. Something similar to using a web viewer on an instant web publishing page. Okay.
Let's see if I've got any more questions. I have a question here that says, my office has 10 copies of FileMaker 9. Can we upgrade them to FileMaker 11? Yes, you can. Again, contact our sales office, and again, that number is 240-425-4426. So at this point, I'm going to conclude the webinar. I want to thank everybody for attending. Anvil Dataworks is happy to have been able to present this to you, and we would love to work with you and your organization. Please don't hesitate to call us if you've got a data-driven solution need. We would love to explore the opportunity with you and help you design and develop a project that will make your organization run much more efficiently. So at this point, I'm going to be signing off, and you'll be receiving an email in the next 24 hours or so that will give you some of the follow-up information. I thank everybody for coming.